Monday morning, July 14th. Thanks for joining us on ARC Rochester. I'm Abi Fridmann.
And I'm Dan Schrack. 2 full hours coming your way. So let's run down what we have brewing for you this Monday.
This morning, we're getting some tips on how to plan out your dinner menu based on which produce is in season right now. Our registered dietitian and nutritionist will join us for this morning's Health in a Handbasket.
And later, we're looking ahead to this weekend for the 3rd annual RCSD Health and Wellness Fair. We're going to get a closer look at some of the services that will be on site for you.
Yeah, and then we have entered blueberry picking season. Our resident garden guy, McLean, will be here to talk about his experience picking some, and he'll also share what farmers are saying about this upcoming You Pick season.
It sounds delicious, doesn't it?
I know.
Absolutely. Before all of that, we do want to get a check of the forecast because we're going to be seeing some humid conditions out there today. Marty Snyder standing by this morning as the day plays out. Bit overcast looking out there right now, Marty.
Yeah, that's it. We've seen those clouds begin to build in, Dan, and we're going to keep at least a few of those around for the short term. It's a story where, as you mentioned, yeah, it is humid. Notice that dew point, that's coming in at 71, so anytime you get that number up to near 70 or in the 70s, you really notice that humidity first thing. But 74 for that latest air temperature. And as we go through the day, we're going to see these numbers rise mostly into the lower 80s by noon, some mid-80s for highs today. Clouds, they will build in a little more as we head through the morning, and chances there for a stray shower by late morning. I think most of the day does stay dry, but that very, very small risk is there. Mid-80s today, but then temperatures build to be a little higher over the next couple days, probably near 89 as we head into tomorrow. 91 into Wednesday, at risk of a thunderstorm does increase. And then numbers pull back a little bit into Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But even as those numbers drop down a little bit, still those numbers are about average for this time of year in the lower 80s. But between now and then, those temperatures build, probably closing in on 90 a couple times as we head towards the middle portion of this week, guys.
Listen, I'll take close to 90.
Yeah, I will take 90.
Yeah.
Wednesday. I'm
no
excited
complaints.
For it.
Get heat up pretty well. How about pool party at your place, Dan?
Done.
Maybe?
Come on over.
All right, let's do it.
Thank you, sir.
All right, let's go off the top now and check out some of the things that have piqued our interest this morning. I'll start off today. I want to talk about the importance of fact-checking information before sharing it on social media.
Oh, boy.
I've got a long way to go with this, so bear with me here. But it's something I teach a lot in my journalism classes. But it's something that I think everybody could benefit from. We see a lot of junk posted online, specifically those AI images that portrays silly stories of people turning like 150 years old. Doctored images of celebrities, the list goes on and on and on. But this is so much further than just issuing a correction or an apology or just taking down a post. One thing a lot of people forget about is there's simply incorrect content on social media videos. We see them reposted on TikTok, Instagram, or Facebook, and a lot of the time don't give them too much thought, especially for what it's being said. One woman is coming forward emphasizing the importance of being content aware after a stranger online faked her own death. This woman, her name is Grace Walstenholm. She has a pretty large following on TikTok. More than 1 million people love her videos. She's very open and honest about living with cerebral palsy. Despite the daily struggles, she keeps a smile on her face and brings joy to those who loyally follow her. But one of her most popular videos has gone viral. Posted in 2021 with 5.2 million views, it shows her throwing a punch and then falling over in a gym class while working out with a personal trainer. Like I said, very open and very honest about what it's like living with this condition. Now, all these years later, somebody reposted the video, shared it, I should say, with the hopes of making money off of it. They put as the caption, quote, "I lost my autistic sister today, so I bought this pillow to imitate cuddling her." That was the caption on the video.
Wait, it was the video of her falling over?
Yeah, so they recorded the video on their own, shared it with that caption, and said, "I miss her so much. Buy this pillow because it's just like holding a loved one." I know. So the video was taken down for community violations, obviously, but it gained hundreds of thousands of views. And a lot of people actually believed it. They started offering their condolences to her family, especially since Grace hadn't been online for a while. She was dealing with an illness for 3 months, so she hadn't been posting. Comments began pouring in saying prayers for Grace and rest in peace. Well, this was emotionally scarring. She lost followers, her views dropped, and that income that so many TikTok creators rely on began to dwindle. Less engagement means less money. Grace is beyond frustrated with social media trolls trying to make money selling pillows. She's sharing information with the BBC saying, quote, "My disability isn't autism, it's cerebral palsy. So he got my disability wrong and said I was dead." The video was taken down once people caught wind of what actually happened, but then it popped up again, this time with a string of offensive messages going along with it. Grace says her frustration grows because there are a lot of bad people on social media. And she's completely right. Anyone can post anything and pretend to be anyone at any time. It's important now more than ever to fact check, pause, and make sure that what you're sharing is actually the truth. We talk about it a lot when it comes to scams, right? You get a suspicious email and you're looking at it and you're like, that email address doesn't really look like it's coming from my boss. Do the same thing with your social media posts. If Josh Allen tries to friend you on Facebook, maybe actually take a look at the page to see if it's Josh Allen.
Because it's probably not.
I've had a few of those, yeah. But how bizarre is that?
Some people are awful.
Yeah.
And listen, this is one of the many reasons social media may likely be the downfall of society.
I 1,000,000% believe it.
You know?
Yeah.
It's just the lengths people go. Rather than trying to get a job or come up with content of your own to sell your pillows, you kill somebody off. Really and truly.
I know.
It's astounding.
Pillows.
For pillows.
Totally bizarre. If you haven't seen the video, it is posted online, and it's the wackiest thing.
A cuddle pillow, nonetheless.
Yeah. Yep. Remember last Friday when I was like, I'm going to try to pick a happy story?
Yeah.
How'd that go this morning?
That was Friday. Friday's story was happy.
Yeah.
What was Friday's story?
Can't remember.
Me
I don't
either.
even remember what I did yesterday.
Yeah.
It's your turn, though.
I'm
Go
right
ahead.
there with you. Okay, for my off the top this morning, I want to talk about a video that's going viral for all the wrong reasons. While it's funny, it's also kind of sad, and I'm glad we're going to share it because it also serves as a warning. So, a woman in the UK spent £3,000 on a Jack Russell Terrier she thought she was buying from Romania. But when the box arrived, it wasn't a dog. Have a look.
Miniature Jack Russell's imported from Romania. And this is what I got.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, you gotta laugh at it. As
Guinea
funny
pigs?
as it may be.
What is it?
It's a guinea pig.
Oh, my God.
As funny as it may be, she's not alone. Pet scams are big business, and more people are falling for them. In the U.S. alone, victims lost nearly $2 million just last year. The average loss, $850. That's up 60% since 2017. According to the Better Business Bureau, 80% of sponsored pet ads online could be fake. Scammers often post photos of popular breeds like French bulldogs or Yorkies. They'll offer the pet at a low price, then suddenly need extra money for shipping or insurance or medical paperwork, and then the pet never arrives. Some families have lost thousands of dollars this way. One family in Texas spent over $5,000 in gift cards for a dog that never existed. See, it might be wondering, okay, you want to get a pet, how do you protect yourself? Well, it's actually pretty simple. First, take a look at these graphics. First, research the seller. Only buy from a reputable breeder or business and check the reviews. See the pet first. Visit the animal in person if you can, or request a video call to meet the animal and tour the facility. Do a reverse image search. If a pet photo shows up multiple times on different websites, likely a scam. Also, be cautious with payments. Avoid wire transfers, cash apps, or gift cards because they're hard to trace and you'll probably never get that money back. Know the going rate if a price seems too good. What do they say, Abigail?
It probably is.
Yep. And remember, you can always adopt local. Shelters have animals in need of homes. They're safe, and it's a really rewarding option. Now, okay, can you just go back to that? I just want to, because we were talking about it, just show that graphic one more time.
The guinea pig's name was Jack Russell.
Yeah, the guinea pig's name was Jack Russell.
Are you talking about the animals with the little eye masks on?
Yes.
How
Okay. We were
cute is
talking
that?
full disclosure.
Is that an
AI
AI?
generated image? I did that this morning. Okay.
Okay.
I needed a cat and dog that looked like they were performing crime.
Okay.
So back to the original poster. She kept the guinea pigs.
Well, yeah. What's she gonna do?
Listen.
Ship them back to Romania?
I don't know. I continued to watch, you and I actually both continued to watch, and I didn't particularly care for the rest of the content talking about the dogs and the reasoning behind wanting that particular dog.
Yeah.
Wasn't great, and the reason she couldn't get one in the UK wasn't great. But long story short, some people are terrible.
That poor guinea, his little face as she's holding him up crying.
Yeah.
He's like,
I know.
I don't want to be here either.
I know.
So bad.
But her little son in the background, you didn't get to hear. He keeps on saying, "But Mom, it's so cute. It's so cute, Mom," in his little British accent. And she's like, "But it's a guinea pig. It's not a dog." You know, $3,000 out the window.
Much more to get to this morning on ARC Rochester. When we come back, a look at some of our top local stories and your reactions to them this morning.
And don't forget, you can watch us on the go wherever you are. ARC Rochester is streaming live right now on the 13 Wham YouTube channel. Stick around. We're back right after this. Welcome back this Monday. We want to take a closer look now at some of the stories that are sparking conversation online and find out where you stand on some of the hot topics.
Yeah, we're going to start with a beloved bar and restaurant in the town of Clarkson that was burglarized.
Yeah, surveillance footage appears to show at least two people hiding their faces while rummaging through the Ridge Runners bar on West Ridge Road.
All of this happened just after 3 a.m. Sunday, July 6th. Deputies say money, meat, produce, liquor, and the cash box were taken.
The owner calling the incident deeply violating, saying the restaurant is like a second home.
And I know that a lot of regular patrons are upset over this. Stephannie Joseph joining us now for a look at what some of the viewers had to say. And Steph, what the owner said, a violation, that's, understandable.
Yeah, and it's an understatement for a lot of people. I know one person here who commented on our web story said, how the heck did they get in? Nothing is reported about damage to windows or doors. They also seem to know where the cash box was. Sadly, it seems it could be people who are very familiar with the place. Cindy also weighing in saying, I am so sorry. I hope they are caught soon. Again, expressing maybe they were familiar with the bar. If they knew where the keys were, I hope there will be indoor surveillance now. Good luck. Patricia also adding to the conversation, saying, I hope they find them. How terrible. Justin also adding, I hope this leads to some answers for the owners. And I think that's a general sentiment from everyone.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You hate to see it with small, with any business, but small businesses especially, in small towns, villages, stuff like that. Those bars they're so important to the community.
People taking from other people, taking things that don't belong, breaking and entering, it's just not cool.
Yeah.
It's gotta stop. Like, seriously, you want that liquor, you want the meat, you want the produce, how about you get a job? Really and truly, don't be a scumbag, because that's what those two individuals are. I'll say it like it is. Trash.
Do we know, did you see any comments on our Facebook page, or were most of those on the web story?
I saw that there was some of them on the web story, but also a good portion on Facebook as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Listen, people don't like that stuff.
Yeah,
You know?
absolutely.
Yep. All right, let's move along to a story that maybe will calm me down a little bit. Shania Twain taking a stand against hunger in Western New York.
Listen, if you get angry about this.
I know I won't. I won't.
The music legend donating more than 7,000 meals to local food banks ahead of her Darien Lake show this Saturday.
Yeah, it's part of a national effort that she's been leading while on tour. She's supporting food banks in every city that she performs in.
All right, Steph, we'll go back to you to talk about what the viewers have to say. This is really a wonderful contribution to our community.
Yeah, that is for sure. And I think everyone is they're very warmed. They feel heartwarmed by this sentiment. So Jay Mallory adding, yes, she may be a millionaire, but the fact that she is even deciding to donate anything shows that she cares and wants to make a difference. Love Shania and what she stands for. Can't wait to see her this weekend. So a fan for sure. Barb Sullivan also weighing in, wonderful donation. Thank you, Shania. Rosebud just saying simply, she's a class act.
I love when celebrities do that, when they come to town, whether it's for a show or, like a music show, comedy show, anything like that. They go and they visit the hospitals and they make donations. It's just so nice to see, and I really feel like it kind of brings everybody together in an appreciative kind of way.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of, not to diminish this at all, but I'm a big fan when people that have lots of money give and with zero expectation. They don't want the publicity, and they make a conscious effort to make those donations anonymously. I think it speaks volumes about who they are. That said, we are so fortunate to have people like this in this world, because Western New York, we know there are so many people within our community who need these meals. So to have 7,000 meals delivered to us is truly incredible.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right, we'll turn now to a champion for Rochester's unhoused population being celebrated for a life spent giving back.
Yeah, House of Mercy co-founder and executive director of La Madonna della Strada, Sister Grace Miller. She celebrated her 90th birthday this past weekend.
Miller has been in hospice care for the past several weeks following a recent hospital stay.
Yeah, dozens of friends and neighbors came to the celebration on Carter Street, thanking her really for a lifetime of giving.
All right, hundreds and hundreds of comments online have been pouring in from people who have shared their own experiences with Sister Grace. Steph.
Yeah, and that is true. Bianca saying happy birthday to a woman who truly gets it and has always walked the walk, consistently living a life, a selfless service. She is a treasure to all whose path she has crossed, sending her love. And that's true. Having been out on the scene for many demonstrations, for example, Sister Grace has been there and has really advocated advocated for different communities in our area. Sylvia also weighing in, saying, Sister Grace, your tireless work for the homeless has created a lasting impact in our community and will be remembered for years to come. Regina also saying, thank you for all you have done for my family, a personal connection, this community, and more. I'm honored to have met you. I thank you beyond words.
I think we're truly fortunate here in the Rochester area. We've got not just one Sister Grace, but we've got a lot of other people that have that same kind spirit in their
absolutely.
heart that are just giving. And she's just one of the originals, which I think is great. And happy birthday to her.
Absolutely. All right, Steph, thank you very much. Don't forget, you can find all these stories over on 13wham.com. Weigh in on social media. Be kind. You may see your comments live right here on air.
Stick around. When ARC Rochester returns, it's today's weather trivia.
Yeah, Mark will be here after the break. Mark is here now giving us a look at the humid and cloudy forecast on tap. We also have weather trivia to get to as well.
Yeah, it's been a humid stretch, right? Dew points in the 60s, dew points in the 70s, and it looks like it really continues for a few more days in western New York. So that's the theme for our trivia today, talking about atmospheric moisture content, okay? How about that?
Let's get into it.
Do you like the tropical air?
Yep.
Very much so.
Yeah, it's nice, right? I like tropical plants, so that just kind of lends itself to the conversation. So, but the trivia today, we've had a humid stretch of weather in western New York. Do you know what device measures humidity in the atmosphere? And humidity is something that can go from 0%, right? If there was no moisture in the air at all, or up to 100% if the atmosphere was completely saturated. So of those four devices up there, the barometer, the hygrometer, thermometer, or ceilometer, which one of those four devices is measuring atmospheric moisture content?
Something tells me it's this bad boy.
Yeah. If that has the answer on it.
It does not.
Meteorologist Marty Snyder got that as a gift from, he can probably explain the backstory on it, but we used to use those in earth science.
Yeah.
You'd take this device, and I don't want to get too far, we can get into the weeds in the next hour on this, but you've got two thermometers on there. One's a dry thermometer, one's a wet thermometer, or quote, wet bulb, and that device spins around in a circle.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, and it's fun. And the company that made that is Taylor, and that's a local company, Rochester company.
Sweet. Hey, what is the highest that the humidity has ever been here?
You know, technically the atmosphere can reach supersaturation. So at the top of like a thunderstorm or something like that, it's kind of like when you go to the kitchen sink and you take the cup and you put it in the bottom of the sink and you put the water on the slowest drip that'll come out, you know, and then your cup is full. And because water has a unique surface tension, you can actually get the water to go up above the top of the cup, but then you can't grab the cup because you spill it all over your hands, right?
Yeah.
So you reach down and you're trying to suck some of the water out of it so you can move the cup or whatever is in it.
You're doing a lot.
Right?
Like, you're doing way too much at the kitchen sink. Just put it on full blast,
But that's
dude.
supersaturation in the atmosphere because the atmosphere it can only hold so much at a specific temperature. The warmer it gets, think of it like a sponge, the sponge gets bigger. You know, a big sponge can hold a lot of water. The colder it gets, the sponge gets smaller. Smaller sponge is going to hold a lot less water.
Wow, it's a good way to picture it.
Yeah, it's a fun way to measure atmospheric moisture content, but it's also a little deceiving too because of the fact that a warmer atmosphere holds more and a colder atmosphere holds less. But nonetheless, we'll have the answer coming up on at 9 a.m. right here on ARC Rochester. I think it'll be pretty interesting.
And will you explain how that works?
We will.
Okay.
We can explain how that works for sure. I don't think we've ever actually tested that out in the weather office. Even in teaching at MCC, we show off the device and we use the device, but we're not actually deploying it because that's more in like remote sensing meteorology. You start to get into a higher level, of course, but it's still fun to talk about.
Yeah.
Lots going on there.
Props are fun.
Yep, for sure. So let's continue with that theme of, doesn't that look nice? Wow, the dog days. You ever wonder where that came from, dog days?
We actually looked it up this morning, didn't
Yeah.
we?
Did you really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were talking about that.
I wasn't up early enough to catch that one. You guys have it on the air?
Must have been sleeping in. We didn't
It
discuss.
wasn't on the air, no.
Yeah, we didn't discuss what they were. Just that they're from
The star Sirius in the sky is
the
closest
6th
to the sun
11th.
during that stretch. That's why they call it the dog days. The dog days. But
I like that.
steamy, soupy. Right through the roof. We'll get a break late this week by Friday, Saturday, a little bit in terms of the humidity, but it's up there. The dew point right now is actually 71 degrees, so that's more like the Gulf Coast, and that breeze is not strong enough to really make it feel any more comfortable out there. Lots of clouds, and you look at these dew points across New York State, and we've got dew points in the upper 60s and low 70s on the New York State mesonet, and we're going to have a deeper conversation on the mesonet coming up at 8:45 too, so stick around for that. But big heat fades slowly. That'll be the story late this week. We're going to get back to seasonable warmth, and this isn't going to chase you out of your swimming pool. It's not going to stop the summer feel out there. It's just going to get us, quote, back to kind of something closer to normal. So, something we'll have to watch back to the west. There is a front there, and that front is producing a few very light showers back towards the Buffalo area. Question marks as to how far this will actually make it east this morning as that boundary starts to move on through. But there is that chance, I think, through about lunchtime today that we could catch a brief little sprinkle in the forecast as that boundary moves back to the east. It looks like it dries out pretty nicely and warms up for both Tuesday and Wednesday. So it's mid-80s today. Lots of clouds out there. It's really going to feel kind of steamy at times. Tonight drops back to the upper 60s, partly cloudy. It'll be a muggy night, and the heat is on here. The next couple of days, don't be surprised if either Tuesday or Wednesday does reach the low 90s. Isolated thunder shower on Wednesday, some scattered storms for Thursday, and not quite as hot again into the weekend. We'll get a little break from this, but it'll be fun. It'll be fun to talk about the mesonet. This is a system of weather stations designed really to help meteorologists, climatologists across the state. We're going to have a deeper conversation on that. Marty's going to join us for that here shortly and kind of get into the weeds on it.
Very good. I am looking forward to more 90-degree days and am already starting to feel saddened by the approach.
No, you can't think about it yet. This
It's
is
the
why
middle-
you hate Sundays, too, because you're already looking ahead to Monday. You gotta enjoy it while it's
Okay.
here.
Hear the music.
And that is our cue right now. Hey, by the way, do you have garden questions? Any of them?
I do.
Anything at all?
You do?
I have lots of
You're
garden
supposed to be answering them.
That
Is that how
is
this
the
works?
plan. Yes.
okay.
Send us your garden questions, news@13wham.com. You can also message the 13wham Facebook page. And that's going to be one of our From the Ground Up segments that we'll be doing. Send us your garden questions. Could be anything. No question is considered dumb.
If you want, you can tape yourself on your phone.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
Send us a video question.
Yeah, that's a good.
We'd
that'd
like
be
to
a good
see
way
your
to go.
face.
Yeah.
Show us the plant you're talking about.
Sure.
Or what's left of the plant you're talking about.
Yeah, and Mark will try and tell you why those bugs are eating it. right?
Hopefully. We have Japanese beetles at home, and it's torture. The canna lilies, the raspberries, it's just torture right now. Ooh.
No bueno.
No.
All right.
Not
Thank
great.
you, sir.
Hey, we still have a lot to get to this morning on ARC Rochester.
We are back after this. Thanks for sticking with us this Monday morning here on ARC Rochester. Right now, we want to take you behind the story as President Trump calls for 30% tariffs on the EU and Mexico.
Yeah, these new tariff rates would go into effect August 1st. Trump threatening that the rates would go even higher if a country retaliates with tariffs of their own.
The president of the European Commission said they would delay countermeasures on the U.S. The Trump administration is defending its tariff policy, saying it prioritizes the American economy.
Now, all of this comes after Trump announced increased tariffs against several countries, including Canada, Japan, and South Korea.
Now, for more on these tariffs and what the new tariffs could potentially mean for our wallets, we're joined by George Conboy, chairman of Brighton Securities. Good morning, George.
Good morning, Dan. Good morning, Abby.
So let's dive right into this. What can we expect with the threat of more tariffs as consumers?
Well, as consumers, pricing is going to be difficult, but I think we've already seen that just because a tariff is announced, and even if a tariff goes into place for 10%, 20%, 30%, it doesn't necessarily mean your price goes up by that much. We've seen in some cases manufacturers have absorbed part of that cost, like any other cost of delivering their product, because they don't want to lose market share. So costs may go up a bit, but I don't think I'd be too concerned they're going to go up a lot overnight.
What do you, I know you don't have a crystal ball here, so, just making an educated guess, what do you predict will happen between the EU? We know that they've suggested retaliatory tariffs on that. It just kind of seems like it's going to be a back and forth with no end in sight.
Right. It always, any negotiation seems that way until the end is in sight, and we won't know there's an end until it actually happens. But it's already fairly promising in terms of how the negotiations have gone for the U.S. That is to say, most nations have accepted we're going to have a 10% baseline tariff. Let's see if we can minimize what else there will be. So far, it is bringing in dollars to the Treasury, so that's a modest plus. Every administration has certain economic policies. Some of them work, some of them don't. We're trying this, seeing if this will work. It's doing some things that aren't good. The U.S. dollar is down overseas, so if you're going to Italy this summer, it's going to cost you a little bit more. On the other hand, U.S. companies that sell abroad, public companies or investments in foreign assets, because the dollar is down, we're seeing increased profits there. So economies are dynamic. It's a mixed bag, but it's far from negative for us. And if we look at the U.S. stock market so far this year, up fairly smartly, despite the tariff news we've had since early this year.
What do you think, George, is the likelihood that we will see the president kick the can on these tariffs? Shortly after his announcement in April, he then put a 90-day pause on those. We know that 90-day pause was set to expire, and we were going to be sending letters to all of these countries saying, hey, where do we stand? What's the game plan? Is this what we can expect with Mexico and the EU here?
You're asking me, Dan, to guess what the likelihood is that Donald Trump may change his mind or policy today or tomorrow?
I suppose so.
No idea. I think there's a very good likelihood that you could see anything happen. I do think over time, because our partners, our trading partners, Mexico, the EU, Canada, they're starting to get a little fatigued with the process, and that does tend to lead to agreement at some point. The likelihood is that we will not get the maximum tariffs that we have suggested that we will impose. The likelihood is also that our trading partners will pay a little more of a tariff than they would like. At the end, when it's all done, we can all get back to business. I think the downside of these tariffs has been a little overblown. I also think that they're not a panacea for everything that ails us economically. But I think a resolution is a lot closer now than it is farther away.
I think for most people sitting at home, they're thinking, all right, well, I don't have a trip planned to Italy anytime soon. And, I'm sure a lot of people are wondering how this is going to affect their day-to-day life, their weekly groceries and, what they have sitting in their Walmart shopping cart that they need to pick up for the house, so on and so forth. What's your guesstimate on that?
So two things, Abby. Very little effect. There will be, in some very specific cases, price increases due to tariffs. For the most part, price increases will be modest. We do expect, and we have seen, slightly higher interest rates just because of some economic uncertainty and general economic policy of both the last and the current administration. So we don't see rates going down anytime soon, no matter how hard the White House has been pushing for them. So for the average consumer, slightly higher prices, offset by lower energy prices, and slightly higher interest rates. Fortunately, not a big change, but the change is going to cost a little bit more at your bank for your mortgage or your car loan.
George, do you think there will come a time where some of these companies that have been absorbing those costs and not passing them on to consumers will say, okay, listen, we can't handle this anymore. This is really cutting into the bottom line, and we're getting closer and closer to the red and out of the black than we want to be. And it's time that the customers pay their fair share of this.
Yes. Well, there's not a company I've ever seen that doesn't want to raise prices if they can get away with it. The only question is, can they get away with it? And the more competitive our economy is, the less likely any provider can raise prices. But sure, they may absorb price increases for a while and then decide at some point they can't afford that. And so they want to raise prices on consumers. But try that, and your competitor may decide he doesn't want to raise prices and he's going to take your market share. So the more competitive our economy can remain, the less regulation, the more ability of manufacturers to provide goods to consumers, the better off everyone's going to be, especially the consumer.
All right, very good. George Conboy, thank you very much from Brighton Securities. We appreciate your time and we appreciate your perspective.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Stick around. We've got a lot more to come right here on ARC Rochester, including when we come back, we are taking a closer look at the push to restore federal funding for a critical statewide system.
Yeah, don't forget, take us on the go wherever you are. We're streaming live right now. Join us on the 13WAM YouTube channel and on foxrochester.com. We're back after this. Hey, welcome back. Happening today, Senator Chuck Schumer will be in Rochester pushing to restore federal funding for New York's Mesonet system.
Yeah, the system includes more than 120 weather sensors across the state, tracking things like temperature, precipitation, humidity, and wind.
Yeah, this morning we wanted to go in depth with meteorologists Marty Snyder and Mark McLean to learn more about the Mesonet system and what this cut in federal funding could mean. Guys, thanks for stopping by. We appreciate it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Let's get right into it. For
Sure.
somebody who doesn't know what the Mesonet is, give us a little breakdown.
Well, it's a pretty neat system. It was put in, was it probably 2017, 2018 or so when it went into effect. And it's all these little weather sensors around the state, which provide a camera in many instances where you can see snow as it falls, rain, weather conditions, and then they sense the different variables in the atmosphere like temperature, humidity, wind speed, things like that. So it gives us a good view of what's happening around New York State rather than just in Rochester, Buffalo, Syracuse, just in the major cities.
It's always fun to watch that first snowfall on the camera too down in the southern tier. We could show folks what's happening down there. But it was an unexpected surprise for meteorologists too, I would say. You know, the funding that went into this, you know, I was a little bit skeptical initially when all these stations started going in. I was, why are we going to do this? We already have airports that are giving us this data. Why, you know, let's broaden the network. And then we started using the data, and it was actually a great thing.
How do you guys use that data on a daily basis? What do you use it for?
Okay, so we import this into our weather graphics system. And I can give you a quick overview. I just scroll through some of this stuff. We use it for temperature. We use it for, I think that's the first image that we have up here. So this you see on the air every day.
Yeah.
We're exclusive in our market with this. You know, we import this. This updates every 5 minutes.
Wow.
So these temperatures are coming in. You want to go to the Adirondacks? There it is. Down to Long Island, there it is. There's the city. You know, here's another look at some of the data that we use. You've seen high temperatures on the air, right? So this is since midnight, of course. low temperatures, or how it feels right now, also on the air. So this is the heat index that you're looking at on the screen. I'm just scrolling, not to show you the data, I just want to show you the variety of options here.
Yeah.
Low temperatures, so when we have those super cold mornings across the area and you said, well, not at my house. Well, there's your house, down in Warsaw or Penn. Dew point data, which we just had on in the last weather hit there just a few minutes ago. We were talking about dew points in the 70s and rainfall. This is since midnight.
So it really localizes a lot of this, so you're not going just off of airports.
Right, exactly. And like you mentioned, Mark, I think one of the important things is that it updates every 5 minutes or so. So you get that really fine resolution in time, not just so much geographically across the area. You get those changes as they play out. Say a front moves through, you can track that front as it moves through western New York and makes its way towards Rochester. So it gives us a better idea of where things are at a certain time.
Yeah, the weather never gets stale.
Yeah.
Quote on air. Yep.
So then what does it mean, the funding cuts? What does that mean for meteorologists?
So this data also gets stored. SUNY Albany is the caretaker of the data, and it's available not only for current information, but it's also available on an archival basis, going back to 2017. So let's say there was a slip and fall accident case somewhere in central New York, and you needed to look at some data and say, was it snowing? Was the temperature sub-freezing? What kind of conditions do we have in the atmosphere? You have to go back through. You have to research that, put in data requests for that. There's a process there of housekeeping to get that kind of information. I know that sounds kind of funny, but a lot of this data actually ends up in a court of law.
Wow.
That's very interesting. I would imagine, and just to go from kind of a heavier thing to a lighter thing, a lot of this data ends up in our weather trivia question.
So true.
It really does. It really does. You can see these huge differences too. I mean, you go up to upstate, up to the Adirondacks, and you can have temperatures, negative 30? I mean, we've seen some really cold numbers up there in the wintertime. And then you come back down closer to home. It's always interesting for the viewer too. You see that 30, 40 degree temperature spread across the area, and it's a lot of fun for them, I think.
And sometimes we can detect very small things that are playing out. For example, I look at the Rush number, the number from the town of Rush, because that one where it's cited is in a little bit of a bowl. It usually has a little different number to it than a lot of the surrounding areas. So that can tell us more about where that cold air is sinking to. If you're getting that cold air settling in valleys, sometimes that number can be really far off from what the surrounding areas are. And it almost makes it seem like it's a wrong number that's showing up. But it kind of gives us that heads up that, hey, this colder air is sinking into valleys. We could see those very big temperature variations from low elevations to high elevations, things like that. So you can kind of read the data and read the tea leaves.
We geeked out on that one morning. We did.
Yeah.
We're like, where is this thing?
Yeah.
Where is this?
Where is it? What's the elevation around it?
Why does this data look like this?
Right.
It's so remote. It doesn't even have its power line to it, right? It's all. We looked at it was solar. It was like a battery.
I think some of our solar powered. Yeah.
It was wild.
Yeah.
It is funny to watch you guys nerd out.
I mean, you just go back into the weather office,
I know,
4 out of 5 days, and that's what they're doing.
It's a different
geeking
world
out
back
there.
at numbers and calculators.
Yep.
So needless to say, this would have an impact on forecasting if this data is no longer available.
Yeah.
And from what I'm understanding is I think this is more towards the development of different resources that can be used by emergency responders and different types of emergency management positions, people in those positions. I don't think it's so much for the maintenance of the actual network itself. I think it's building it out, from what I'm understanding. Some of the stuff in the press release was a little bit, I'm not really sure I quite understand where they're going with it, so I'm interested to see what's said at 12:30 this afternoon about it.
Yeah, well, that is when we can expect to hear from Senator Chuck Schumer, 12:30, and more information to come. Guys, thank you.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, we appreciate it. We'll post anything we learn after that news conference on our website, 13wham.com. Also, much more for you tonight on 13wham News at 5 and 6.
Stick around. When we come back, it is this morning's Health and Handbasket.
We're back after this. the season for fresh produce, and this morning for Health in a Handbasket, we're discussing what's in season right now and how to meal plan accordingly.
Yeah, for more, we're joined now by registered dietitian and nutritionist Jen Haefele. Jen, always good to see you. And I love talking fruits and vegetables.
Same, especially when they are in season and perhaps a little bit more affordable. I know we were talking about how sometimes the sticker price can be a bit of a shock.
Yep.
So we're looking at some things that are in season and more towards the side of the table, some things that are going to be coming into season within the next month or so.
Very good.
Love that.
Do you want to start over here?
I would love to. So we have some strawberries. I believe off the top of my head, these were $2.99 a pound at Wegmans, so a little bit cheaper. If I'm remembering correctly, they were in the realm of $7.99, $8.99 back in February, March. And then we've got some Brussels sprouts, and Brussels sprouts are actually one of my faves because they stay in season so long. They actually are grown well into October, November, December, and still remain good. These ones specifically, my favorite are cherries. A lot of stone fruits are in season. So if you think nectarines, peaches, and they're going to be at their peak best price right now, whether in Wegmans or at the farmer's market. And then we're heading into apple pepper season.
Listen, I would eat a peach every day of my life.
Right?
Yep.
But it's like, it's so tricky to get that sweet spot, right? It's like either completely rock hard or it is like mush.
Kind of like an avocado. You got to catch it on the right day.
Yeah, absolutely. What do you suggest for someone who is going shopping for some of these specific items? Fresh or frozen? Or is now the time, if you want to buy it fresh, freeze it on your own?
I think it depends on what you're using it for. So strawberries are a great example. I like them raw, feels weird to say, but as they are.
Au
fresh.
naturel, yes.
I like them as is, but if I'm using them for smoothies, I don't necessarily want to clean strawberries and then freeze them just to use them for smoothies. I'm happy to pay for the frozen price.
Okay.
And we are looking at, like, if you buy produce fresh, you get it at typically the peak nutrient density point. However, it's not such a significant difference that if you're not able to get produce at its peak season, that it's going to be such a significant difference for you.
Okay.
Good advice there. And then as we look over here, we know apples are like, it's the fruit of the state. Everybody loves apples, New York State apples. We could go on and on about that. But honestly, I never thought that these were like out of season. I buy apples all year.
I think it's because we're blessed with so many farms that are able to hold those apples, but they definitely will get a little bit smaller. They'll get a little bit more, I don't want to say bitter, but not as sweet. You'll notice a more neutral taste when they're out of season compared to that fresh initial bite of sweet and tangy.
And one thing I'll notice is they tend to cost a little bit more when they're not in season.
Yes. Yeah, and I would say too, something to consider is like buying it in a bag is probably, or just as is, the most cost effective if you're paying for the experience of going to pick as well, to take that into consideration. Like,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sure. 100%. What about peppers?
what about peppers?
Peppers are a now kind of thing, aren't they?
They are. They're also headed into August, September is their prime season.
Oh, okay.
But
Okay.
they are technically a fruit, but obviously we use them predominantly as a vegetable that you can grow in home, and so that extends their peak freshness a little bit if you're someone who likes to grow things at home compared to in a garden.
Stuffed pepper, come on, are you kidding me?
I know,
So good,
right?
so good this time of year. Jen, we have about 30 seconds left, so hit them with the socials and how people can get in contact with you.
Yeah, it's Instagram at rdnjen and rdnjen.com.
Perfect. Thanks so much. Hey, stick around. A lot more to come here on ARC Rochester.
Yeah, we're back after this. to get to this morning on ARC Rochester as we continue into the 9 o'clock hour. Stephannie Joseph will be here breaking down some of our top political stories.
Yeah, she joins us now from the live desk with a preview of what we can expect at 9. Morning, Steph.
Morning there, guys. In today's Political Pulse, we continue breaking down the one big beautiful bill that was recently signed into law. How President Trump's spending plan is expected to impact federal student loan borrowers as soon as next year. That's all coming up in our 9 o'clock hour. ARC Rochester returns right after this.
On the furniture.
And my forehead.
Your forehead's not too bad. It's your
No.
upper lip that's a
this.
little. Just kidding. Kidding. You're good. It's all good. It's 9 o'clock.
Should I go
It's
like
July
this?
14th. Yeah, there you go.
There you go. Much better.
I just got
Okay.
lipstick everywhere. This is a mess. We need to start over. Thanks for joining us on ARC Rochester. I'm Abi Fridmann.
And I'm Dan Schrack. Meteorologist Mark McLean back with us once again, giving us a look at the forecast as well as the answer to this morning's weather trivia.
I guess we should keep that theme then for the weather trivia.
Yes.
Yeah.
We should talk about atmospheric moisture content. Would you?
Thanks.
We'll talk about that right
Yeah,
after
can I see
this.
the box?
Well, don't open the instructions, okay?
Well,
Don't-
I already know the answer.
You already know the answer?
Know the answer.
Okay. Don't tell it. Just
I won't.
don't spoil the surprise. Weather trivia today. It's asking about a humid stretch of weather in western New York. Do you know what device measures humidity in the atmosphere? Is it the barometer, the hygrometer, the thermometer, or the stilometer? And since Dan is a pilot to be, he's probably got this one nailed down. Julie, Mary Jane, Cheryl, Dan, and Mary all said B. Dan said it with a question mark, though, so he's on the fence about another answer. What do you say? Oh, we got Instagram. We got Instagram comments, too. 13 what? 50% B, 50% C.
I'm also going to go B.
B.
There you go.
With the hygrometer. You nailed it.
Nice.
1 for 1 this week, right? We're off to a
Yeah.
good start. So the interesting part about this is that this can be measured in a number of ways, and we've talked about this numerous times on the air. There are devices called hair hygrometers. Human or horse hair was used in the original devices that measured atmospheric moisture content, because what happens to your hair when it gets humid outside?
This.
Frizz.
Yep.
Right? So the length of your hair actually increases as the air gets more humid. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Because hair holds moisture. And then the length of your hair decreases as the air gets less humid. So you can attach that to a lever arm that'll go up and down. The problem with human or horse hair is eventually it stretches and it breaks, right? So you have to use the same sample of a horse or a human to have a, quote, control on this experiment over a length of time. But it's been done. He's got the old stuff from Taylor here in Rochester. Spin that thing, Dan. Grab. Oh, Abby's got it. Actually.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Abby
sorry.
has it.
You grab that
I'm just
device?
looking at the instruction
This is-
manual.
That's a sling psychrometer.
To you.
And this device right here, you'd just take it and you'd spin it just like this.
Oh my gosh.
And there's a wet bulb and a dry bulb, and you'd have one end that would be wet.
That's really how you use it?
Yeah. This is
Okay,
really how you'd use
I'm
it.
terrified that I would
Let
break it.
Yeah, and that there would be mercury in the thermometers, and we'd be calling the EPA sometime this half hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? Okay.
Because I mean, look at the bottom of those thermometers.
Yeah.
That's mercury.
So you've got the wet bulb, which is this piece of cotton, and this piece of cotton right here, as you wet it down, you get evaporation. Well, evaporation, I know, my thumb is clean, I promise. And you wave it around, and it feels cool, right? You can feel the cooling
so
effect.
you start by wetting that end?
This end, and this end will stay dry. So this end will give you the actual air temperature of the atmosphere.
Uh-huh.
This one will give you the temperature that's cooled. This thermometer is cooled down to, and then you can go back to a chart and look at where the relative humidity comes in. So
is wild.
Taylor Instruments, right?
It's. I have the chart right here.
You got it. Yep, it's pretty
How
cool.
do you like that?
You can
Thanks a lot.
spin it and hit your coworker with it too.
Yeah, listen, until the mercury comes out,
Yeah.
and we have mercury
So that's a
poisoning.
sling psychrometer, which is in the family of
I want to know
hygrometers.
what year this one came from.
Interesting. It might be on
Because
the instruction book.
I mean, it says copyright 1933.
That's probably
Do we
about
think
right.
that's when this one was made?
They made a bunch of them back then. So we used to use them in earth
It's
science
just
class.
in very good condition to be from 33.
It's an antique for sure. Yeah, but I'm sure it still functions as long as the thermometers are intact. Everything should be a-okay.
That's very
Still
cool.
spins.
That's
we
super
just
neat.
demonstrated that. Hey, let's talk about these two.
About what?
Remember I said there's two dogs that
Oh.
are loving their life?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, look at this.
Poppy and Luna.
Oh my gosh.
Poppy and Luna.
Speaking of hair getting longer when it's humid outside.
I know, that poor dog probably frizzes right out.
Yeah, a little poof factor right there, both of them, right? We got long hair dachshund, right? in the
Yeah, it
back?
looks like it.
Yeah. We used to have a little dachshund, short hair though. Hey,
Do we think they were posed, or do we think they cuddle like
I
that?
bet they cuddle.
they're buddies.
Yeah.
They're buddies. That's a cute photo. Hey, send us your dog pictures if you can. 13wham.com/chime in. We'd like to see your handiwork whenever you can. We have a nice little convenient QR code on the screen that'll get you over to where that photo needs to go. And believe me, in a week or two, we'll have the photo up on the air and we can see your pup. Hopefully, Pup can watch. What do you think Pup's going to do if Pup sees Pup on the air?
We've seen videos where people
Yes.
do
Yeah.
that when we have picture of the day.
Where people love that.
Yeah, and it's
Or the pups love that.
It's the picture of themselves, right? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday could be a little bit of wet paws out there, but the rest of the week looks pretty dry for us. Today there's a few sprinkles west of Rochester.
It looks thick out
It's
there.
thick, or the old term was close.
Close?
Close was a word that was used 50, 70 years ago to talk about how the atmosphere felt around you. It feels
It
close.
feels very close.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, very close. And the dew point shows 60s, and even if, again, a few low 70s initially here, but we're going to hang out in the 60s right through the next couple of days. And as the air temperature goes up, you're going to feel that atmospheric moisture content pretty well. Now, we've been drying out. We've only had about 1/10 of an inch of rain over the last week. Some areas in the Finger Lakes did get a bit of a soaker as we moved through yesterday afternoon and yesterday evening, but there's the sprinkles west. We don't see this as a big deal at all. There's no severe weather threat today in western New York, but that little line right there, that's going to keep the clouds in for this morning and early this afternoon. So don't be surprised if you go out to the car windshield and there's a couple of sprinkles on it. I think that's going to be about it for us overnight tonight and into Tuesday. We'll keep the weather nice and dry for you. So temps in the 80s, keep the air conditioner cranked up, whatever routine you've been using to stay cool lately. Keep that in play today. Temps in the upper 60s overnight. It's a muggy night for western New York. That fading buck moon light out there. That's the full moon in July, right? 91 for Wednesday if we get there. It's going to add on to that 90-degree heat for the season. Scattered storms on Thursday as the cold front comes through. So not quite as hot Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We get back to seasonable weather.
When does it become a doe moon?
A doe moon.
When is the buck moon over?
That'll be the next full moon, and August. I'll have to look up what August is. It's not jumping out at me right now.
Because I'm just waiting for the morning you slip up.
It's the full Dan moon,
and
you don't want to see that one.
I only show that when I'm riding shotgun.
Okay, so gross.
Stick around. We've got a lot more to get to right here on ARC Rochester, including when we come back, we are taking a closer look at RCSD's upcoming health fair.
Yeah, don't forget, take us on the go wherever you are. We're streaming live right now. Join us on the 13WAM YouTube channel and foxrochester.com. We're back after this.
After 9 this Monday. This weekend, the Rochester City School District is hosting its third annual Health and Wellness Fair, giving residents the opportunity to access local resources and services all in one place.
This morning, we're learning all about the legacy behind the fair. We're joined now by Principal of Helen Barrett Montgomery School Number 50, Lakeisha Taylor, and Jameisha Wilson, the Associate Director of Special Education. Good morning to you both. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having us.
So the third year for this, third annual, tell us a little bit about what people can expect when they come by.
So our focus is on physical, mental, spiritual, and financial health and resources. And so people can expect tables full of resources, services, free food, books.
We'll also have things happening right on site. Like we'll have the mammogram mobile there from Rochester Regional. They'll be there. We'll have some nurses there doing blood pressure checks, checking for insulin levels, different things like that will be happening on site.
Events for the children, bounce houses, different types of fun activities, line dancing, yoga, just a ton of different things going on.
Wow.
Where did this idea come from? Like, who said, hey, we need to do something to offer this up, and why?
So my mom was diagnosed with cancer in June of 2022, our mom. And so she had the diagnosis in June, and she passed on August 9th. During the time that she was sick, I got an interview to be the principal of Helen Barrett Montgomery School, and she said, "You better do it." And so she ended up passing 9 days after I became principal. And so our mother was afraid of the health system. She didn't get her annual checks. She didn't go and get her mammograms, and that could have possibly saved her life. So when she passed, my sister and I thought, what was the purpose of our mom passing? Like, how can we break our purpose from our pain? And that's where we came up with our nonprofit organization, Pumpkin's Purpose, because our mother's name was Barbara Pumpkin Love Gray. And so Pumpkin's Purpose thought, let's combine with the school, and the Rochester City School District was right on board with supporting us, and that's how we formed the Health and Wellness Fair.
Wow.
Is that your mom?
And this is Barbara Pumpkin Love Gray right here. And she was such a giver. That's the other reason behind it. She was always giving back in any way she could. So we thought, make everything free and accessible to the community. And it's for anyone, not just city residents, not just students of RCSD, but anyone can come to the fair this Saturday.
Do you think that having it in a place where people feel very safe, having it where everybody in the community is there, do you think that kind of takes away some of the fear that people might have about going and seeing their doctors for checkups and stuff like that?
Absolutely. We have people, and at this point, we have vendors and services calling us to be a part of the fair. And so we just want people to feel safe and comfortable, and they are. We also were very intentional about inviting the Rochester Police Department and the Sheriff's Department. This is their third year coming, because we want the Rochester community, our kids, to not fear police and law enforcement. And so they're always there. They're doing fingerprinting. They're doing IDs for children. They're letting them see their cars. The fire trucks are always there. And so it's just a community event where people feel safe and seen.
Safe and seen, and it's so important. I loved that safety question and that aspect of safety, because once people arrive, I feel like that's when they've already stepped outside of the comfort zone. Mm-hmm. They show up, and that's the biggest step that many people need to take. And then they see all of these resources, and it opens their eyes to what they can do. It's really something great. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And, so we have people calling the school and saying, hey, I had my mammogram there last summer. Can I come back? Sure, you can definitely come back. We take walk-ins. And so it's just all of the different health assessments that are there, and things for people to learn about themselves. We even have people giving away honey, like just different things, the benefits of honey for your body, just all the different things. And just as we said, not just health resources, but financial resources as well. Yeah. Credit repair, home buying, life insurance. There's just a ton of resources there.
For so many parents, a good reminder that you can't pour from an empty cup, right? And so, to give the kids the best life possible and to give them everything that you want to give them, you have to take care of yourself. You have to make sure that you're healthy, both physically, mentally, financially stable, so on and so forth, to the best of your ability.
Correct.
Very good. Thank you both so much for coming in today. We really appreciate it. I know people at home are going to want to swing by. So what do they need to know? When? Where? Do they need to sign up? Is it just waltz right in for anything?
Just waltz right in. It is on this upcoming Saturday, July 19th, from 12 to 3 p.m. at Helen Barrett Montgomery School, number 50, 301 Seneca Avenue, 14621, right on the border of West Irondequoit.
Perfect. Thank you both again. We really appreciate it, and I know your mother would really appreciate this too. So congratulations for that. We'll post all of this information and much more on our website after the show this Monday morning, foxrochester.com.
Stick around when ARC Rochester returns. Steph will be here breaking down some of our top political headlines.
Yeah, your political pulse coming up next.
For a political pulse check here on ARC Rochester, we're continuing to take a look at what President Trump's latest spending plan could mean for you. Today, we're focusing on federal student loan borrowers. Now, the One Big Beautiful bill would introduce two options to pay loans, a standard plan and an income-driven plan. Those would eventually replace any other existing plans. There are also new requirements for deferments and Pell Grant eligibility. A new cap will be put on how much students can borrow for graduate school, including law or medical institutions. Parent Plus loans will be limited too. Now, these changes will be implemented between next July and July 2028. And for more on this and the options available for students, I'm joined now by Jack Wallace, the Director of Government and Lender Relations at private student loan refinancing company Y Refi. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Stephannie, and to your viewers.
There is
It's
so
been
much.
a very go ahead.
Yeah, there's so much to get into here. Sorry to cut you off there. I want to start with some of the changes to repayment. We know that there are several different options that exist right now, but the two specific ones, can you break it down for viewers at home?
Well, here's a little tidbit that's in the bill that most people don't realize, and that is that the tax provision was made permanent to repay your student loans with pre-tax dollars. This was supposed to expire on 12/31. And so each tax year, you can repay $5,250 tax-free as long as your employer has the program. So people should call their HR departments, and the HR department should put these programs in place. It's a great way to recruit people. Now, getting to your point, there are some new issues going on with regard to people that will be borrowing and repaying. You mentioned the caps on Plus and Grad Plus stuff. Repayment programs. We're going back to the way it was, where you've got two programs. You got a standard repayment program where you have 10 years to repay, but the balances in student loans have gotten so great that it's difficult and very stressful on a monthly payment over 10 years to repay these loans. In fact, in New York State, the average, you've got 2.5 million borrowers with federal student loans that owe $95 billion, and their average indebtedness is $38,000. So the new program, which will phase in, will permit, depending upon your balance, over a period of 30 years to repay your loans with a minimum monthly payment of $10 per month.
And you kind of mentioned it already. There is a lot of student loan debt out there that a lot of people are concerned about paying back. One of the options, a deferment, for example, has some different changes there. So no one can claim like hardship, for example, or maybe unemployment anymore. Can you explain more about the deferment process and how these new changes could impact borrowers?
We're going to hear more from the Department of Education on the specifics of those programs over the course of the next couple of months, because as you know, Congress acted prospectively with regard to these changes, not current or retroactively. So those issues we'll learn more about. I think one of the other things that's important to get to the debt issue is that the Pell Grant program, one, was funded because it was supposed to run out of money this year, but two, it's been opened up for people that don't want to go get a 2-year degree or get a 4-year degree for these what we call boot camp certificate programs. And so now the Pell Grant program for these courses that are 8 to 10 weeks or 15 weeks will be eligible for Pell Grant. And remember, Pell Grants are not student loans. You don't have to pay them back. And the value of those Pell Grants can be up to almost $7,500 per academic year.
And another thing that I want to talk about is, we mentioned it off the top a little bit, but those Grad Plus loans and also the Parent Plus loans. Some limits there for some people. For anyone who may be concerned, let's say, about applying for those specific loans, what would you say to them?
Well, again, it's prospectively. So if you're currently enrolled in an academic program, you can still apply for loans the way we've been doing it for the last number of years. But prospectively, you're going to start to see caps on the graduate borrowing. The Grad Plus program is going to go away, so they're going to be able to, the grad students will borrow just on a regular federal student loan program. and they're going to be capped at $100,000 unless you go into law school, medical school, and that'll be $200,000, and that will be effective for new students going to new programs July 1 of 2026. On the parents, there's going to be a limitation of about $65,000 per kid per year, and so that is an issue that, you know, is going to make people think long and hard about being educated consumers for when they pick a college. We want to pick a college that we can get into, but we also want to pick one that the family can afford. And so I think that the other issue is if you've got excellent credit or good credit, whether you're a parent or a grad student, you may want to look at private loans, because there are a number of great private loan programs out there that the interest rate costs are substantially lower by the tune of 3, 4, 5%, depending upon your credit score, and there are no upfront fees. So that's another alternative for lowering your repayment costs for financing higher education.
Yeah, a lot of great advice there for anyone who's looking at the application process, a prospective student in the near future. Jack, thank you so much for joining us.
Nice to be with you, and tell your viewers, and I'm going to tell them right now, go get online and look at what's going on, and also talk to your employer if you have a job about getting that tax-free money, $5,250 per year.
All right, Jack, thank you. And be sure to stay with ARC Rochester for your top political headlines. We're back after this.
Good Monday morning. Thanks so much for sticking with us here on ARC Rochester. The gang is all here now for a special from the ground up.
Where's the sound effect?
Yeah,
We need a button. We need a button.
Yeah.
Ashley.
Get on.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was close.
All right.
A little creepy.
Better than I could.
Yeah, a little creepy.
Tone was a little off.
We're talking blueberries, though, this morning, Mark.
Yeah, we were up at Blue Barn up in Hilton. There's a nice cidery up there. They have a U-pick for the blueberry season, and we've got some delicious blueberries here we're going to dig into in just a moment. But just wanted to check in and see how the blueberry season was doing, how the U-pick season did we just move?
I moved them. Sorry, I moved them for you.
They're right there. You can see them. You can see them now. Just wanted to check in and see if there was any extra disease pressure, if that cool, wet May that we had slowed things down. And here's the conversation that we got into.
So sweet and juicy.
Did you try them? Which ones do you like better, the black raspberries or the blueberries?
All right, Jeremy, thanks for letting me come down and seeing the blueberry crop this year. How's the crop doing?
The crop's good. The rain that we had all spring long has really given them some good size. The plants have grown quite a bit this year. Wow. Yeah. And then with this heat that we've experienced in the last week to 10 days, they've really brought in the flavor and the sugar content in the fruit.
Okay, so the kind of cool and wet May that we had, did that get in the way, or did that slow things down at all?
It slowed it down a little bit, and then the heat kind of brought them back on track for as far as what the ideal schedule for us would be. We're right on par with where we should be. So it's been beneficial that we had the earlier cool in the rain to kind of give the plants the nutrients that they needed to grow and set a good crop. And then the heat is definitely helping with bringing in the flavors and the profile that we're looking for in the berries.
And you've got a big crop here. How many acres of blueberries are here?
We have about 6.5 acres of blueberries. We'll do mostly U-pick, and then we have a mechanical harvester that we go through and harvest and sell to other markets in Rochester.
Oh, that's great. That's and when you look at the blueberries, how close are most of the bushes to peak right now? Are we at peak? Are we before peak? Or
we are definitely before peak.
Okay.
We just started. These will be the next variety that comes on in about 10 days. Almost all the berries will be blue on these bushes, and that's when we'll want the U-pick customers in here, and that's when we'll come through with our mechanical harvester.
Oh, I see. So how long does that season go? It obviously depend on the year.
Yep.
But for this year, gauging from where things are right now, how much longer do you have to go with the U-pick?
About 5 to 6 weeks we'll have blueberries. We have 5 different varieties, so
Wow.
we'll go through each variety will last 10 to 14 days, and by the time they're done, the next variety will be producing, and we'll have customers in there.
And if you were talking to your customers right now, what's the secret advantage to U-pick blueberries?
So when you're picking the blueberries, they should fall off pretty easy in your hand.
Yeah.
You want them blue all the way around. They'll have the best flavor.
Yep.
And try them and see how you like them before you pick a
Sample,
bunch.
yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
I think they're great. They seem like very firm and sweet and great for picking. The kids are enjoying it.
And Jeremy, it's not just about the U-pick, right? I mean, it is delicious. It's fun to bring the family out here, but you guys have other stuff going on too, right?
Absolutely. So the 23rd through the 27th of July, we have Blueberry Fest, which is a whole week. We do baked goods at Blue Barn for different things that we're incorporating that we harvest off the farm, mainly blueberries. We release our blueberry hard cider at that time too. We have vendors, all sorts of activities for kids and families to be doing out here. And we just try to embrace everything for blueberries. It's kind of peak season for them, so there's plenty for people to grab while they're here. Okay. And we also have fresh picked blueberries available for sale inside as well.
And so these blueberries right here are actually going to wind up at Blue Barn in the cidery and some of the drinks?
Yes.
Wow.
Yep, so we'll have mixed cocktails. We'll have our own Blue Barn cider. Blueberry that will be incorporated and featured that week as well.
Are you able to grow enough here to produce everything that you need in the Blue Barn cidery?
At the moment, yes. We're always looking to possibly add on to our blueberry field. We always got to be thinking about the future, and if the public keeps demanding it, we'll keep adding.
How fast are you going to eat all these blueberries? Very fast.
Don't know if it'll make it through the day.
That was a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun up there.
She just dove right in.
She did. How fast are you going to eat them? It was like handfuls of them in her mouth. But 6.5 acres, they have all the blueberries they need. The weather wasn't an impact. It was, initially it slowed things down. It was a little cool, but the hot weather kind of brought things back. No disease or pest pressure. They also have a fence that they put up all around the property that keeps the deer out. That's the big one for blueberries. They will eat the bushes to the ground. If they have them in your backyard, you have to burlap them. You have to protect them from the deer. This is high quality deer food. Okay, so if you want to grow some, you want to put the plants in, just keep that in mind. And we're going to have some samples here.
Yeah,
all right,
blueberries.
Have a few. Yeah.
The one thing I like about this time of year is I was mowing my fence lines, and we have all the wild raspberries that have been growing.
Thanks,
and they're coming to fruition, so to speak, this time of year as well. So I'm going down the fence line, stop the tractor, take some off, eat them. move down another few
Yeah.
feet, eat some more. So
And the
it's
rice
nice.
berries, too.
Yeah, exactly.
It's very good, right?
Yeah.
Every
Very
morning.
good.
It's part of my ritual. It's
I knew
Cheerios and blueberries.
Every morning.
Every morning.
For every day of your life.
I will put so many blueberries on
It was so close.
that you can't even see the Cheerios. Yeah, it's a daily thing. Yeah. it's
These
good.
were really good.
They are very good.
Yeah,
A little more
Yeah.
accurate
Very
myself.
good.
Fresh blueberry.
Gotta
Very good.
love a blueberry.
I can't wait till
stuff.
we get to the grapes this fall.
Thank you.
Ooh,
I hear that you can make more than grape juice with grapes.
you can do so much with blueberries. I mean,
Yeah.
you think about the breakfast, the antioxidants. You mentioned it before we came on. You put it in a cereal, yogurt,
Muffins.
granola.
Somebody makes
muffins,
blueberry muffins.
pie.
Ooh, yeah.
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 I mean, it's
Nothing wrong with
delicious.
Yeah.
Yep.
Are you going to take these and make us some muffins for tomorrow?
I don't know, maybe.
Can you?
That would be
They're all
nice.
yours.
See what I can do.
They're all yours.
Listen, if you promise to bring them back,
Just in muffin form?
yeah,
Yeah, I'll see what I can do.
we would appreciate it.
Okay, yeah. I'll make
Absolutely.
one vegan one big.
That's fine.
vegan muffin.
That's fine.
Okay.
Cake.
Oh.
A pound cake.
Yeah.
Ice
Oh,
cream.
pound cake.
That was what I had for
or
my
a
birthday every
blueberry
year growing
coffee
up.
cake.
Oh.
That sounds good too.
I'm just
so many
okay,
options.
I'm
I
just
love
hungry.
this time of the year.
I'm
So many
just
different things.
hungry. Hey, while we have you, we do want to remind you, you can send your garden questions to us anytime online, 13wham.com. Just go to our Facebook page, or you can email us. You can email us at news@13wham.com. Extra points if you send them in video form. Just shoot it with your cell phone. Send your questions.
We're getting some
Mark
pretty good
McLean will
questions.
Get the answers for
Yeah.
us.
Yeah, that's really
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right. Hey, much more to come this morning on ARC Rochester. When we come back, it is this morning's Reporter Recap.
Hey, and don't forget, you can watch us on the go wherever you are. ARC Rochester is streaming live right now on the 13 Wham YouTube channel and foxrochester.com. Stick around. We're back after this.
48, welcome back. Time now for a reporter recap. This morning, we want to continue our conversation as the state DEC continues their search for answers after that now viral video showing what appears to be a very big cat in Rochester.
People can't get enough of that video. It's inspiring memes and garnering national attention. 13 Wham's Daniel Finkelstein spoke with the woman who first shared the video, caught just steps away from her home.
This is the video capturing the greater Rochester area's imagination. Talk about a video that just made everyone say, wait, what?
I know. I didn't expect the video to blow up like it did.
Stephannie Baez sharing it with 13 Wham, the video sparking other reports of sightings around Rochester and a state investigation.
I can assure you the video was real. Like, I wouldn't make anything like this up because I don't really use social media like that. The DEC police came to my house too, just to like confirm that the video was real. So they had to see me go on my Ring app, go back to the history and then show them. And
the DEC later saying measurements taken at the scene suggested a possible cougar, more than likely not a wild cat arriving on its own, but as an illegal pet if so. What do you think it is?
When I first saw it, I thought it was a mountain lion or like any type of big cat. Like, yeah, I hope it's not, just for the safety of everyone in Rochester. But everyone blew it up.
Not only that, but so that video has been shared thousands of times, but then the interview with Curtis Jones, I mean,
what? I don't play with lions. I don't play with tigers, bears, nothing with the wild. I don't play with those.
This interview with a man claiming to have seen the animal spreading like wildfire.
They said, "Rawr," and I just kept walking. I seen it, seen me, see it. So in my head, I'm like, nah, I gotta go, man. I'm out.
I'm glad like people in Rochester got a laugh of it and not be scared. Like, you know, but in reality, like, it is scary, but at least he made people laugh. And sometimes we need that here.
Certainly brought everyone together.
It sure did.
Sure did. All right, Daniel is here with us this morning. We're going to talk about his story. But first, we do want to take a look at what some of our viewers are saying about this online. No shortage of comments this Monday morning.
No, Stephannie Joseph at the news desk this morning. Steph, I have to imagine the feed is just, blown up at this point.
Yeah, that is to say the least. We did gather just a few, but let me tell you guys, this story has been making its reach online. You've seen it since last week. We'll start with one comment. Jeanette saying, has there been any more sightings of it? So she's looking for some answers here. I feel like it's been blown out of proportion for a big cat whose owner probably already found it and it'll never be seen again. Jamie adding, but they haven't found it yet. How can a large lion just hide? Now, it's a big cat. We're not saying mountain lion, but I believe the DEC says suspected cougar. Emily also adding, have you met any cats before? They're pretty creative at hiding, probably in a tree somewhere. Not sure a big cat like that could hide behind a tree. Belinda also weighing in saying, if it's a true cat, put out a large box. It will show. I'm serious. A cat's a cat, and they love boxes.
Linda, you're not wrong at all. It's a great point.
Yeah, something to scratch on, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. I mean, people love it. They also love Curtis.
Yeah.
They really do. Guy gave a great interview.
Yeah.
Really did, and he was just made for TV. I hope we can find him somewhere else in the future and loop him in sometime.
Maybe bring him on as a reporter.
Maybe.
Yeah, absolutely. A claim to fame. Daniel, what is your sense in reporting on this story now? Was it real?
Do I think it's real? I think the video is real. Stephannie Baez, when I spoke to her yesterday, addressed maybe some speculation that the video was doctored or AI. She says it's real. And when the DEC police came to her house to investigate, they actually, she says, made her go into a Ring app through the source. You're looking at that video right now, but actually watch it on the Ring app. I was playing around with the video a little bit too. I mean, I'm getting into the weeds here. I see it go behind that tree. So that's the perspective for me.
Yeah.
I do think it could be real, which is interesting. And I think the DEC tells us the last cougar sighting in New York was 2011.
Yeah.
fairly uncommon. I think people have mixed opinions on that, but obviously, to set the stage here, Stephannie Baez and her mother and her family, I think they're a little bit nervous. And so as we enjoy this moment of levity through this video, she's obviously glad that we're getting a laugh out of it, but there are some people here who are a little bit nervous from having that experience. So they had that. The DEC came and investigated. They say, based on measurements taken at the scene, they actually did do that. They believe it could be a cougar. They're not native to the area, so they think it could have came possibly as an illegal pet, which is just capturing everyone's imagination, right? We've seen all those memes. I think my favorite one, personally, was the cougar enjoying the garbage plate, which just people's imaginations went wild, and it was fun. But then you have that gem of an interview with Curtis Jones.
Yeah.
Just made everyone laugh, and that one took on
a life of its own.
Yes,
It did.
Absolutely.
It did.
It's going to become like local legend around here, kind of like the Loch Ness Monster or any of those things. Oh, do you remember when we had the cougar roaming the streets of Rochester?
I really do take myself too seriously because I can't do the noise. But when he did the noise, I just was.
You can do it. Come on, give it a try. Yeah, there we go.
That's exactly
When
it.
he did that, I was just in tears. So I had to bring it back for our viewers on Sunday. I hope that people have had a laugh from it, and I'm glad to help bring it to them.
Yeah.
You know, come December when we end up doing those year-end recaps of all of the stories that have happened, the big news, the headlines. This thing is going to be page one for the month of July.
I hope so. I really do.
And that interview, we'll get to rehash that, which is always nice.
Yep. Daniel, I know the DEC is investigating, and I know that there are still a lot of questions that need to be answered, but do you know what their plan is? Are they hanging around? Are they looking for this thing? Or is it more like, hey, give us a call?
I gather they're still investigating, and I know the report has generated some unsubstantiated reports around Rochester. There was a shelter-in-place order a couple of days back, and forgive me, I don't remember the exact date, but it was around North Clinton Avenue and Robber Street. I believe RPD used a drone. None of the reports so far have been substantiated. I know the DEC is asking people to report any sightings at 844-332-3267. That's the Regional Wildlife Office's phone number. And just to treat it like any other encounter with a wild animal. Just take it easy, back away slowly, take photos from a safe distance, and then report it. Don't obviously try and go after it.
Yeah, step back inside, spot coffee, take the photos from there. Yeah.
Very good.
All right, Daniel Finkelstein, thank you. We appreciate it.
Thank you both so much for having me.
Time right now, 9:46. When ARC Rochester returns, we're taking a look at some of the stories that have people talking this Monday morning.
Stick around. We're back on the other side of the break. right, it's time to see what is trending now, starting with a futuristic airport, hoping to make air travel faster and smoother.
Yeah, a Florida automaker is working on a cutting-edge boarding system that loads passengers onto planes in giant cylindrical cartridges.
Yeah, a video of the so-called airport of the future is currently going viral on Instagram, dubbed Javari Jet Speed. The system has the potential to slash millions of hours and billions of expenses from air travel.
Okay, so instead of forcing flyers to navigate busy airports to board the plane, this automated system brings the plane cabin to the passenger.
Passengers will board autonomous open-sided mobile cartridges right at the gate.
Then they shuttle them right into the jet.
According to the automakers, boarding would be under 20 minutes.
Their innovation model also includes baggage cartridges, canceling out the need for baggage claim and luggage carousels.
Yeah, many of these proposals even highlight the elimination of human staff, replacing jobs with AI and other robots to do the work. No, never going to happen.
It seems like something that if one thing went wrong, everything would go wrong. There would be no room for error.
You need a new airport. You need new airplanes across the board. Because you can't have one of these airplanes fly into an airport that doesn't work like that.
That's true. Yeah.
And vice versa. And listen, you're always going to need airport staff, regardless. Because I don't know if you people have been on social media, but people got some complaints about anything and everything, and they seem to take it to the airlines. No matter what's wrong in their life, they tell the airlines about it. Yeah, think of the girls, Dolly and Shelby. Dolly and Shelby.
Yeah, I don't see it happening.
No.
We got to move on now. Two parents took to TikTok, sharing how this past Amazon Prime Day actually turned into an absolute nightmare for their family.
Ooh, okay. So according to a video, parents of a 5-year-old boy learned that their child spent over $3,000 on Amazon after they left their phone unattended. Wow.
The parents said they didn't realize anything had been purchased until it hit their credit card.
The items that had been purchased included 7 ride-on cars, kids' costumes, walkie-talkies, and, of course, other toys.
The boy who managed to rack up the bill was confronted by the parents alongside his 2 other siblings.
The parents questioned how the boy was able to purchase so much.
The little boys told them, "You guys were sleeping, so I went on your phone."
Perfect sense. The parents even went on to say that their Amazon cart had another $700 worth of toys that he was waiting to buy.
The parents did say that they contacted customer support. They were able to get their money back.
That's why you don't give your kids your password.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's actually, how old, Ashley?
5.
5?
5.
And they already, like, how, do you know how to, well, like, do they know how to spell?
No, here's what I'm thinking. They were looking for something at some point, because you know how you log into Amazon and you just swipe, and there's stuff, and you're like, oh, well, I might need this in the future, and you add it. That's probably what, and then there's more recommendations at the bottom of that page.
Oh, yeah. It's...
Buy now, buy now, buy now.
Yeah.
You know?
Scary smart.
Scary smart.
It's like the velociraptors in Jurassic Park. You know how they, like, learn how to open the doors?
Yes.
It's just like that.
I saw Jurassic Park 2 this weekend.
Oh, did you?
I know we don't have time for this. Shot-for-shot remake of the first Jurassic Park.
Yes.
I was a little disappointed.
Sure,
I'm not going to lie.
good.
I didn't watch the entire thing. So my thought is what they need to do is I told producer John this morning, for the next Jurassic Park, they need to live in the real world where Jurassic Park, the movie, actually exists.
Okay.
And, like, you can go to the movies and watch Jurassic Park, and that's where it actually happens, in the real world, not in the Jurassic Park world.
Okay. I feel like that could get complicated.
Why?
I don't know. I'm having a hard time following. And
did you ever see Scream 2?
yes, of course.
Scream 2, they had the movie Stab that was based on the situation that happened in Scream.
Yep.
Well, in Jurassic Park 19, it's going to be the situation that happens in all of the Jurassic Park movies in real life.
Okay. I get it.
Steven Spielberg, call me. Stick around. When ARC Rochester returns, our final thoughts.
It is time for final thoughts. We're back after this. Our final thoughts of the morning on ARC Rochester.
We're airing our grievances.
Be good, do
We're
good.
airing our
It's
grievances.
time.
There's a thief among us.
No, possible.
Possible thief among us. Alleged possible thief among us. We don't know who, but somebody took a pepper. Mark says he thinks somebody took a pepper.
Did you guys meet
from the 13 Wham
the
Garden?
13 Wham Garden pit bull yet?
No.
Well,
No.
we'll have to get one for out there.
Cage one up in there.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Wasn't. Listen, I'm not doing anything in that garden until I get the green light from this guy.
You just, I know.
Check the
That's
cameras.
what we just
Who's
said.
got
We
the
need
evidence?
to.
Let's go to the instant replay.
We need an instant replay. Boy, oh boy. Listen, we've got security out there. Don't come a knocking. Hey, that does it for us here on ARC Rochester. Make sure to wake up with us again tomorrow morning starting at 4:57 on
13 Wham ABC. Join Steph and Mark there later today for 13 Wham News at midday. We'll see you then.
Bye.